The Supreme Court just slapped down the president's trade policy, and his response will shock you. This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover how a 10% tariff on everything you import could hit your wallet, why the highest court in America just delivered a stinging rebuke, and what this means for global trade wars. Meet President Donald Trump, back in the Oval Office for his second term. His signature move, tariffs. For the past year, he's been slapping duties on countries, both friend and foe, to cajole and punish. But here's the twist. The conservative-majority Supreme Court, where he appointed 2 justices, just ruled 6-3 against him. They struck down the law he used to impose those sweeping and often arbitrary duties, calling it a stinging rebuke on his signature economic policy. Trump responded furiously. "I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country," he told reporters. But here's what nobody's talking about. The ruling didn't leave him powerless. It left him, in his own words, more powerful. And he's about to prove it. Within hours of the defeat, Trump signed a new order. An additional 10% tariff on almost all imports into the United States. Effective almost immediately, he said on social media. This new duty is slated to take effect February 24, and it's set to last for 150 days. But here's the part that will blow your mind. U.S. trading partners that already cut deals with Trump's administration will now also face this 10% duty, even if they agreed to higher levels previously. The White House says those deals are now overridden. A White House official hinted they might seek more appropriate rates later. But for now, it's a blanket 10%. The Oval Office, the smell of Sharpie on an executive order, the sound of global markets bracing for impact. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent tried to calm nerves, telling the Economic Club of Dallas this alternative method will result in virtually unchanged tariff revenue in 2026. Wall Street saw share prices rise modestly after the court decision, which had been expected. Business groups largely cheered the ruling. The National Retail Federation said it provides much-needed certainty for companies, but that certainty just evaporated with a new, wider tariff. The court's ruling was specific. It said a 1977 law, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the opinion. IEEPA contains no reference to tariffs or duties, he said. Had Congress intended to convey the distinct and extraordinary power to impose tariffs, it would have done so expressly. This marked Trump's biggest defeat at the Supreme Court since returning to the White House 13 months ago, a court that has generally expanded his power. But the ruling did not touch his other trade weapons. Sector-specific duties on steel, aluminum, and various other goods remain, and government probes still underway could lead to even more targeted tariffs. The impact. A seismic shift in global trade. Every import from electronics to textiles faces a new tax at the U.S. border. Exemptions are few, pharmaceuticals under separate probes, and goods entering under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. For Kenya, for China, for Europe, the math just changed. Some say this is Trump protecting American industry. Others say it's a tax on American consumers and a blow to global stability. The tension is palpable. But if the court took away his favorite tool, did he just find a bigger, blunter one? The 10% tariff is a temporary fix, a 150-day measure. But in trade, temporary has a way of becoming permanent. The question isn't just about money, it's about power. Who controls it? The president? The Congress? The courts? Trump insists the ruling left him more powerful. The Supreme Court says he overstepped. And caught in the middle is every business, every consumer, and every trading nation on Earth. Do you think blanket tariffs are the right response to a court defeat? Or is this economic brinkmanship? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news that connects the globe to your doorstep.